let's get into the video.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nolutando Ngosi, and today I'm not alone. I am with
Ketiwe Nkosi.
Yes, this is my sister. So today we're going to be talking to you about a movie we saw. Yeah, but before we get into that, I'm going to need you to comment, like, and subscribe. Yes. So, the first time I heard about this movie was through.
Yeah.
So I thought it's fitting for her to be also included in this video because, I mean, yes, see, this movie is crazy. Okay? So what's the one word you describe this movie with? The one word.
Unpredictable. No. Yeah. It's like you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Until you're there and you're
Until
like, what?
You're there. Like, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, I'd say fractured. Fractured. Yeah. So this movie is called Fractured, by the way. And it's currently showing on Netflix. So if you haven't seen it, please go see it. But watch this video first and then go see it.
But also, it's a spoiler if you watch
Okay,
it.
so watch it and come back.
Yes.
And then you comment and say, yeah, I watched it or whatever. So, I think we can get into this video. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, let's get into this video. Where do we even start? Beginning.
Yeah.
When they're driving,
in the beginning we see a married couple. Okay, obviously you don't see that they're married in the beginning, but you, as the viewer, you assume they're in the car driving. The man is driving and the woman is in the passenger seat, and then
there's a child
in the back. So we see them driving in like it's basically nowhere. On the highway, it's one street, ne?
Yeah.
So they're driving
and they're arguing.
Yeah, they're arguing, and we hear a argument. They come from the wife's family from Thanksgiving. It's a holiday, so it's like Thanksgiving. So they come from the holiday, so they're arguing about how slow he drives and how late they were and how the turkey was what, just a petty argument that doesn't mean anything.
So skip all of that. Let's fast forward to when they pull up to go to a garage, CB's garage, petrol station, gas station. In South Africa, we say it's a garage, guys.
Yeah.
So they stop at a garage, and what happens?
And so then he's like, okay, it's fine. Let's go into the garage so we can do all of these things. Get batteries, find a bathroom for you guys and whatever. So they get into the garage. From the onset, when you see that garage, you're just like, where are these people? It's in the middle of nowhere.
It's just a very weird.
There's no houses.
Place.
There are no,
and there aren't any people there.
There's no one. There's not even a car.
It's like we are Will Smith, I Am Legend type of vibes. So yeah, then he goes inside. This man goes inside. Oh, this woman goes with the child to the restroom, and then this man goes inside to buy the batteries and coffee, ne? So inside he saw that they are like nips. I'm a shot. So he left the batteries to buy the shots and his own coffee.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because he didn't. They say they don't take cards, so he only had cash.
And we discovered there, Uti, he's
as an alcoholic,
recovering. Yeah. So okay, they get they go. He goes back into the car,
and then they come back. The wife and the child come back. Then they're like, okay, up on my battery.
He's like, they
don't have batteries.
Now they're all in the car. So then the child's like, dude, my toy, it's not here. I can't find it. I think I probably left it in the bathroom. So the lady's like, oh, damn, okay, let me go fetch it. So she gets out of the car. So while she's out, the man is now looking for it in the car. Maybe, possibly, maybe it wasn't left in the bathroom, it was left in the car.
Yeah.
So while he's checking...
the child comes out, are you sure?
Yeah, the child is outside now of the car. So the child sees a balloon like a bit far from where they were standing.
Hey, abantwana.
And she's just looking and she's just fascinated. She's just like, oh my gosh. So the dad is like, stand here while he's busy looking for the toy in the car. So while he's busy looking for the toy, the coffee spills, inside the car. So now he's panicking,
Trying to clean up.
because he put the shots in the coffee. So now if the woman smells this, then it's
game
danger,
over.
So now he's panicking. He's there. He's just trying to, hide everything that's happening.
Yeah.
So Miguel,
The
Munyan,
small babies.
decides, no, actually, I want to go touch the balloon.
So this child wanders off into the background, and this man is busy still trying to clean up the car.
The child starts screaming because there's a dog that comes towards the child, and it looks like a stray dog. So it's coming towards the child, and she's there like, oh my god, and then she starts,
I'm scared.
and then dad, Archie. So when he's still panicking about what's happening in the car. So when he turns around, he's looking here because that's where he left the child. And the child is there. And so he sees the situation. Dog is walking towards the child, and the child keeps moving back. So now there's an embankment.
Yeah, it's like
It's like there was a bridge before. Not a bridge, but like a wall that was not finished.
It's a long way down. It's like a steep fall from up there.
So she's moving back. She's moving towards, because she's trying to run away from this dog. Also, the dad's like, stop, don't move, do not move. So now he's trying to get the dog away. So he hits the dog with a rock. So when he throws it like that, then what happens? And then the child moves back. Now, I guess she was afraid or scared or whatever.
Yeah,
she moves back and she hits she falls. And she hits the ground.
So, but as she's falling, this father is running towards her. So they both fall. And
they hit their heads. But the child hits from the back. So he hits flat. Ne? Then the dad, now he hits like this. So he hits the side of his head.
The woman comes. And now she's shouting at this man, like, how? Why weren't you looking at this child? But we can't hear what she's saying because it's slow-mo effect. So she's busy doing and then and then this man pushes her, and then she falls also She falls down like this. And then he looks like the other way, and then the slow-mo effect again, and then he comes back and sees what's going on. And then he takes the child, and the woman gets up. Ne?
Yeah.
So the woman gets up, and then he takes the child, and they rush her to hospital. So as they are rushing to hospital, they find a nearest hospital, and
which is also in the middle of
which is like this whole place wherever they were.
It's a small town, or maybe I don't know.
Wherever they were, it was very dodgy. But okay, what can you do? So they go in the hospital. The man goes to write down like the register or something. Nah. And then he comes back and he sits down with his wife and the child. So his wife is holding the child like this because she hurt her arm. And then now they're talking like, what were they saying? But they were like having a conversation, this man and this woman.
But in this scene, we are shown that like people are busy looking at this man, like
it's just like
what's going on with this guy, They're not asking themselves that,
but they keep looking at him.
Anyway, so when he went to go write his name on the register, then he goes back to ask her, we've been sitting here for a while, what's happening, when are we going to see the doctor? So eventually they call them. The woman, the nurse is like, okay, you guys can go.
It's your turn now.
So they go, but they have to deal with the medical aids. They go into the office.
So the nurse's office or doctor's office, asking them questions.
So while this is happening, we see the woman that was at the garage. That was helping them. She's a cashier. She was a cashier in the garage.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden she's here at the hospital and she's a nurse.
How?
Also in the lake.
Jani.
But we're like, maybe because it's a small town, people have 3 jobs, you know.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I'm done
from here,
cashing.
let me go there.
I'm gonna be a nurse now.
Then
Tomorrow,
from security,
I'm going to go and work at McDonald's. But they keep asking them weird questions.
Like random questions. Would you want your child to be a donor in this hospital for organs?
And then they're like, no. Can you please reconsider? No.
And the dad is like, dude, I'm just here for my child's arm. Why would
That's
I be
all I need.
giving up organs that are vital for my child?
They're just asking them weird questions, and they're like questions that you don't even think of. Like, how long have you guys been married? Like, what does that have to do with my child's arm? This woman goes to the nurse and then talks to her, and then comes back and says, your medical aid doesn't cover this.
As you can use cash. And then
it was kind of like a problem that he wants to use cash.
Yeah, but it was like, it's fine. Maybe they will agree because of the situation.
Yeah.
So they vibe.
The doctor said, when he was checking the child's arm, saying, you've got beautiful eyes, you're gonna be okay. And then they took the wife and the husband. Then they spoke to them. They said, okay, your child's head was bumped really bad. So now we have to take her to CAT scan upstairs or downstairs, whatever. But we have to take her to CAT scan. But because we can't allow a lot of people there, we're only going to take one person. Only one person is allowed to go with the child. And so this man is like, okay, you go with her. You know, so you're going to go, the wife and the child are going to go to the CAT scan. And that's when they go to the elevator. Mm. And then they're like, okay, you can say your goodbyes now. They go inside the elevator, but they're seeing each other. So it's like, okay, bye, bye. And something very weird happens. They said upstairs, but now they're going to
lower level. So the guy is sitting there like, why are they going
to lower level?
It doesn't do anything. It's like whatever. So he goes back to the waiting room and he sits there.
And he falls asleep. And then so he sleeps there, and then he wakes up in the morning. And then he woke up and then went to the receptionist. Now it's a different receptionist.
It's a different day.
It's a different day, so obviously shifts are changed. And so he goes there and he talks to this woman like, okay, where my family? Where's my family? You know? And he's like, okay, what's your daughter's name or your wife's name? Peyton, ne?
What's Peyton?
Yeah, I'll write the name. So let's just call her Peyton. Peyton Monroe. And now they're looking. Okay, we have a lot of Monroes, but we're not seeing a Peyton. How, Njani? Because
I just brought my child here and you guys took her downstairs and all of those things. So now he's wondering, so now he's getting frustrated because this lady is just like, I don't see her name. Her name is not on here.
It's really not here.
The name of your child is not here. No, what do you mean? There was a nurse, there was a doctor, there was everything. We went out, he explains all the whole story. It's like, what do you mean? So now all of these things are happening in his head already. These people were talking about organ donating, talking about, and then the outside there were people discarding things like maybe bodies and
Shady hospital.
So he's just like, they have kidnapped my child and my wife. I need to find them. So in that, he starts being frantic, né? And then we see that his cut here on the forehead has been stitched up. Then goes inside the hospital where he's not supposed to go into.
Yeah, and then the reception's like, no, don't go.
So she sends a security. So
he runs in. Yeah, he doesn't care because he's looking for his family. These people, what's going on? Because my family is here. So he goes around, and they find him, and then they inject him with this thing because they think you're shy. So they inject him. And then they put him in this room. And then he goes dizzy, his sight is blurry, and he falls down. And then Mara Akube, he stands up.
And then he injects himself with adrenaline. Yeah, he puts adrenaline on himself.
And then he goes. And then he runs to.
So now he's looking for his family. So eventually they find him, ne?
Yeah, they find him.
But
And
now he
then-
wants to explain himself, and he's explaining himself to this doctor that was not there previously. He's like, dude, my child was here, blah blah blah. And then
now,
they said, well, who CAT scan, whatever, and then they
so
never
she's
came
in
back.
CAT scan.
And then he's like, our CAT scan is upstairs. What do you mean they went downstairs?
Well, they went
They
downstairs.
went downstairs.
Okay.
And we all see that. We all saw that they went downstairs.
And so
You get frustrated yourself as the viewer. It's like you can get in the TV and be like, guys, the Montulo came in
they are
here
cold.
and
Like, come on.
So eventually these people are just like, no man.
Let's help you out. Let's help you find your family, okay?
Oh, and then somehow there was the police came. So while they're in this scene, there's two police, a man and a woman, and then the doctor that was not in that shift that's now in the new shift,
Yeah.
and then the security guard.
They said, who was on shift? Can you call that doctor?
Oh
first?
yes, they're like, dude, let's just find the doctor so that we can
Get some answers because you need answers. So that's when they went to go look at the surveillance footage.
because because the doctor's not here anymore. Let's call him. He'll come. And then he'll let us know.
And then look
So
at that.
while
surveillance-
before they go to look at the thing, this guy sees the one of the nurses that were there.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, "Hi, Bo, there's the nurse.
You remember me,
You
right?
remember,
You
right?
remember
me." So he's like, "Oh." So then Nokel asks, "Yes, I do remember you. Oh my gosh, you were here
Yesterday.
last night." And he's like, "Oh,
Thank
thank
God.
you, Jesus. There we go. You see, guys. You see, I'm not crazy."
Oh, he said, I came here with my wife and my
Yeah.
child, and it was me.
So
no.
she's like, you came
You
by
came
yourself,
by yourself.
and we treated you for your head, blah blah blah. So
He's like, no.
it's like,
What do you
no, what do you
mean?
mean? So that's when Gay Basuga, then they go to
The surveillance
the
footage
surveillance
room.
footage.
Then they see the surveillance footage. When they see the surveillance footage, coincidentally, it's not there. Like when he comes in, it just...
Where he was sitting, because there was too many people in the bench, so they couldn't sit next to each other. So he had to sit on the opposite side, and then she had to sit there. So the camera doesn't capture her; it captures only him, and it captures him sitting there and talking
his
to this
own.
person.
Talking by himself.
You know?
It looks like Ukunmaiwan.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, let's wait for the doctor. The doctor does come, and then he's like, what's going on here? We are boring me now. What's going on? And then they're like, okay, do you know this man?
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I know this man. I treated him yesterday for his head. But I came with my child and my
And you
wife.
even spoke to her, and you even
And
told
you
her
said
about her
she's got
beautiful
nice eyes. Like, what? What's going on? Ah, you came by yourself.
Yo, now this man
Now it
is
looks
like
And then
So
they
then they
call
call-
a psychiatrist.
then the psychiatrist comes and she's like, dude, don't you think that because you fell and then
You might
all
have
of
hit
this,
your head.
yes, because you might have hit your head and you might have made all of these things up, and you actually came in here by yourself and you got treated for head injury and all of these things.
No.
He's like, no,
I'm
and not
okay.
as if you were like, no, we were there. Also, as
fine.
we saw him
He's
get
fine.
into the
Something's wrong with this
This
hospital.
hospital.
You need to investigate.
and you see
This
shady
hospital.
people just lurking. It's just a weird hospital.
Guys, this psychiatrist goes to the doctor and the police. The police people. And then they go...
Police people.
The police people. And then she says, I think we should go back to where this whole accident happened, where the child fell. Let's go back there. And they're like, hi, but why? Then she says, they might still be there.
Yeah.
And then you get chills, like, oh, no ways.
Wait,
They're
we
at
saw
the CAT
them.
scan.
We saw them.
Can you just go to the CAT scan?
Okay.
Yes.
Now at this point, as the viewer, you're just trying to get into that TV, and you're just like, dude.
Investigate this hospital. Something wrong with this hospital, though. You know.
So they go back. They go back. They get there. Oh, they go downstairs to that thing that they fell into. So
They check everything.
but it's snowing now, so it's like there's a lot of snow that fell onto whoever they fell into. So the blood. So the police officers move the snow and they see like too much blood, and they're just like, for a child that you are saying was only that bled a little from whatever in her hand, and you were bleeding just this much up here. This can't be the amount of blood that is happening, that is here. So guys, like, hey, dude, I don't know, but all I know is that this is where it happened.
And then so they arrest him.
So yeah, they tried to arrest him
in suspicion of murder or something.
So then he escapes by holding the psychiatrist,
Oh, but before that, when they were about to handcuff him, he saw the dog and says, no, actually, this thing really did happen, so I'm not crazy. And then that's when...
Because there I think he was also just like, maybe I am crazy.
Yeah.
Because why would the story not make sense to anyone else? So, but when he sees the dog, he's like,
it happened.
Actually, this thing happened.
It happened.
So he takes the psychiatrist and
he holds her captive.
Everyone must put their guns on the floor, and then he's gonna climb up and then go with this lady. But then everyone must follow them. So they all follow him. They go into... I'm just like
a room. Like all
also.
Of them. I think
there was 6 of them.
6
cars, 6 policemen or 8 policemen, something like that. And as the viewer, you're just like, yeah, then, put them, close them in there. So he gets there. There's a shed.
It's like a room sort of.
Yeah. So he puts everyone in
and
there.
He locks the locks.
And then
he gets in the car. He goes back to the hospital.
Now he's driving like a maniac. He took the car.
He took the police car, and then he drove back to the hospital. And when he got back to the hospital, now he's like really, really looking for them.
And now he was going down to the basement where he suspects that they were.
Yeah.
So he gets into the elevator with the doctor's coat. He goes in there and
he signs in because you're supposed to sign in as a doctor. So you sign in, then you go into the elevator. And as the elevator closes, the security guard was running around looking for him, sees him, and then he runs into the elevator. And then they start fighting again. And
because
then,
obviously security doesn't want him to get there. And then he's just like, I want my family, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes, and
then
he's like, okay, I'll give you the keys, because you needed the keys for something. So he's like,
for the elevator. But he shoots the security guy, and then he uses the key. The elevator goes down, gets out of the elevator. He's walking like swiftly so that like if anyone is there in the passages, doesn't see him. So
he saw people, nurses, like pushing ballet organs. Yeah, they are pushing it, and they are talking, hey, it's nice. And then he sees that, and it's
so
like, okay.
It's like, yo.
And that's when he ran to the operation room.
And he'll find his family. The daughter is on the table.
They are about to cut.
Already are all around her, and they are there, just about to
cut him. And then
he's like, no, stop. And he has the gun from the security guy.
So the doctor says, Mr. Monroe, you're not seeing things clearly. Don't do this.
Don't do anything.
He's like, no, leave me alone. You want to kill my daughter? You want to take my daughter's organs? Huh? And then he looks for his wife. His wife is sitting there in the wheelchair, like really heavily sedated. And she's just like out of it. On a wheelchair. So he takes the wife, and what happened? When they try to stop him, obviously. So they try to stop him, the doctors and the nurses. He shoots the gas tank, and then he shoots the lights, and then it goes, whoo. There's fire now. Taking his wife and his child, he's running.
So that he takes the child and puts him on top of the wife.
The
so that you can push both of them out of there.
And
so there you, as the viewer, you're like, yes! Now your only thing to do is to get out of there.
Yeah, so now he's running. The doctor is trying to stop him. No, wait, Mr. Payne, Mr. Monroe, wait. And then he shoots his leg. And he runs. He's like,
running off. He's like, yeah, we're
like,
hey, that time you're happy, you're celebrating. Just show us when they get into the car. I mean, when they're in the car and he's driving off.
Like, you're like,
so we're like, whoa! And they show us him talking to the wife.
The child is like, oh, it's painful, Dad. can you sing me a song? And as he's singing that song, he's looking and you should go review mirror.
So then it becomes dark first.
Mm.
It becomes dark and they focus just on him while he's singing.
And then they
move
the
back.
camera out. So you can see the review
rearview mirror.
again.
So when you're looking at the rearview mirror, there's no one at the back anymore.
Like,
You're
how?
like, where are these people? Then they show the back seat of the car, and it's a man
who was being
who was being
operated on, and he's dying.
He's dying now.
He's just like shaking and he's dying.
Yana, the guy, in his head, his wife is at the back and his child is at the back.
Mm.
Wait,
What's going on?
so did this really not happen?
And it really didn't, because now they're taking us back to where it all started, when the child fell down. When the child fell, the reason why there was so much blood where she was is because she passed.
died there.
She died. Her brain bled.
Obviously, because imagine hitting your head on concrete.
That's why the woman came and she was shouting so heavily. When she was shouting, when she was shouting, he pushed her, and when she pushed her,
she fell onto but not a small one.
It was a huge one. She fell like go, and then
it went through her head, and there was that blood as well.
And she also died.
So basically, he took them.
He wrapped them.
He
He wrapped them and then put them in the boots. So everything that happened didn't happen.
His child and his wife were in the boot, dead.
Yeah, so that's why they were looking at him crazy, because he was talking to himself. Yes. And that's why they didn't have a Peyton Monroe, because there was no Peyton Monroe.
That's why they didn't have footage, not because it was half.
So in his head, he made this thing up. He believed.
And that's what the psychiatrist was saying.
Yeah, maybe this thing didn't happen because you hit your head.
Yeah, so hey.
So that's why it's called fractured. His head is fractured. This whole thing.
So basically, this
didn't
whole
happen.
Was
a
lie.
Nothing. It was a lie, essentially.
Was basically about him going into the hospital, getting a head stitched up, and having to go home.
Guys, also it was like he didn't want it to happen. It was so sad for him. Now his wife and his child are both dead. So let me make it up in my head.
But also you must remember that he also fell on the concrete.
Yeah,
so he also did hit his head.
Yeah, so
very hard. So
that's why you should watch the movie, guys. It's on Netflix. It's called Fractured. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It was long, but I'm sure it was worth it. Yes. So my name is Nolutando. Wasabi. My name has been
my name has been
my name has been Nolutando Ngosi, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you guys on Monday with Monday Mystery. Thank you. Bye.